Sean Williams, aka Mr. President. And this is the Safe Room where we are growing through the motions with all our guests that we bring on the show. And today, I got a heavy hitter. I got a heavy hitter. He packs a knockout punch. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard of this name in the state of Toronto, convinced you don't have social media. I'm surprised. I'm convinced you don't touch grass. I'm convinced you probably don't socialize, but it's okay. We're gonna get you in tune with this fine young gentleman over here, ladies and gentlemen. So he has built businesses over the last 10 years and spent a great deal of his time leading and mentoring young entrepreneurs. That's what we love to see. The mentorship, the growth, providing that leadership. That's what it's all about. And just to list off some accolades, because we love to give our flowers on the show. He was named one of Brampton's top 40 under 40 and twice nominated a Business Excellence Award in both Toronto and Brampton. Even more further, he was also named to the Sheridan Highland School of Business Hall of Fame. This man knows about business. Business is in his blood. It's in his stream. He cannot go without it 24/7. He needs it. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's also the co-founder. You probably know this if you know who I'm talking about, but if you haven't caught the stitch, he is the co-founder of the ACBN, the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, the one, the only Mr. Ryan Knight. Ryan, how are you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I am fantastic. It's a pleasure to be on the show, and thank you for the invite. Looking forward to the conversation, and I'm proud of you, brother. You've been doing this for close to 10 years, so keep pushing, and anything we can do to support, we're here to support you.
I know we're pushing to 10. Like we're at 6 now, so we're getting close to that 10-year mark for sure. We are getting close for that 10-year mark, but I'm happy to get you on. I'm happy
As
to
soon as
get
you
you on.
pass 5, I say you're close to 10.
I like it. I like your thinking. It's like, you know what, you're past 5, you're at 10 now. Just round it.
Yeah, even the kids know you round up. Yeah.
I love that. I love that a lot. I'm so happy to get you on your show. Like honestly, this was something that I was planning for a long time, and like I'll be completely honest, because again, I'm always transparent on the show. I was hoping to get like a panel of you folks on, but you know what? Things worked out in a way that's just kind of mysterious, I guess. I'm not trying to like say anything, but like I'm glad I got you, because like maybe it was meant to be a one-on-one conversation.
And hey, as best I can, I'll try to represent multiple. I'll just expand the presence as if there's multiple panel here. But there's definitely different hats I wear and different projects. So whatever path we go down, we'll see how the conversation flows.
100%. I already see Chanel is active in the chat with the yes, sir, and the round it up to 10. Yes, well, I think that might be the new hashtag. Just round it up to 10 when we're talking about how much years the safe room's been done. Just round it up to 10. I love it. Okay, well, Ryan, we're going to talk a bit about, the work that you're doing with ACBN. But I told you before we hopped on, we're trying something different, ladies and gentlemen. I'm throwing everything that I usually do out the window, okay? This conversation is going to be very raw. It's going to be direct, and I really want to just talk in a very open standpoint. So I hope, listen, the idea is it's there, guys. So let me know if at the end, if I cooked. If I cooked, cool. If I was cooked, then it is what it is. But before we get into the main stuff, the main plan that I'm trying to conjure in a sense, Ryan, we always start off with an opening segment here on the show, and it's called The Hot Seat. I'm going to ask you 4 questions, and I want you to answer them to your best abilities, okay?
Yo, ready, brother, ready.
Okay, perfect. So, outside the work that you do, tell me something about yourself in 1 sentence.
Ooh, my world changed when I got married and had kids. I feel like I was transported to a new universe. And I don't get to talk a lot about the family because it's always go with the business or go with the community building. But yeah, it's the family that makes me work this hard. So yeah, most people might not know that.
I love that. Yeah, honestly, like we love a family man on the show. Like I feel like that's something we have to praise and give the respect for. So I mean, I love that. I think for a lot of us folks when we're family man that we have to do our best to give the best life for our families and give them everything that they could ask for. I think that's super important, especially how for a lot of black men as well, like we're always put under this microscope in terms of what the world wants us to be or how they're portraying us to act like overall. So I think when you're able to take upon your own autonomy, your own control on that situation, I think it's such a beautiful thing. It's that realization. It's like, I'm going to be the person that I want to be. And honestly, I always tell myself, I said it before on the show, I want to be the person that, God has, has planned for me. That's always been my mantra. So, I mean, I'm glad to know that for you, you have the chance to at least share. Like, even though you don't talk about as much, it's like, nah, like, I'm a family person. I'm a family man. I love my family. I think that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so easy to fall into stereotypes that, that kind of follow black men around. And so pushing against it and then being an example that people can point to and be like, oh, if they have a certain view of black men, you can point to the examples that say, no, I know a guy that's not like that. So, like yourself, like being an example that people can point to so that they can't say all black men are X. We have examples of other positive things.
100%, 100%. Okay, going on to the next question. And this is something that I want to ask you because, again, you've been to multiple events, conferences, and you've had the chance to speak about the work that you're doing. I want you to name the one event where, honestly, to you, to the deepest part of your core, you just weren't ready for when it came to like of showing up or speaking. Like, this was the one event, it's like, oh boy, like I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. Like, God, just get me through this event. I don't know how.
Oh man, there was a couple. One, I went to Atlanta for the Power Networking Conference, and that's with Dr. George Fraser, and getting to meet my idols. So Les Brown was there, and getting to meet him in person. John Hope Bryant from Operation Hope, he was there. So there's times when you just realize you're a student, and you're like, I am here to learn, observe, talk to whoever I can, check off the bucket list, try and get my idols' numbers. But there was another time where I was actually moderating a panel, and it was of the chief of police for Region of Peel. There was I think the CEO of the United Way, just people that I never really interact with. And so trying to guide a conversation with these types of individuals in the community. And I'm sure, like you get certain people on the show and you're like, okay, you just want to make sure it hits and you're not fumbling and mispronouncing people's names. So that experience, I really had to prepare and make sure that I was ready to moderate that. Because, yeah, and I was standing in for somebody. So it wasn't even like I was their first choice. They're like, oh, yeah. Like, no, I had to, like, pinch hit. So yeah, that experience. And then it wasn't even just moderating, it was emceeing the entire event. So people talking about, community issues and making sure that police are hearing them, and you're kind of like coordinating between the audience and the police. Like, it can go sideways quick. So yeah, that I always remember that experience too.
Wow, that's again, like, and that goes to show that, no matter what, or no matter who has the chance to go into a room and be able to speak or just listen, there's always a group of folks, or maybe that one person you connect with, where you just start to get the butterflies in your stomach. You start to get nauseous, and it's the matter of, man, I can't believe I'm in this room. And that's happened to me before. I've talked about it, how I went to this very private, exclusive event. And like, I was 23 at the time being when I went. And like, I'm in a room full of like people who are like in their 40s and their 50s, like very successful. Then you have like the 23-year-old podcaster just kind of like, okay, I don't know anyone. This is nice, I guess. Like, I was literally a plus one for someone. Like, I didn't even like buy the ticket my own. So
But you notice that when you're talking to people, they don't really notice like what you're feeling. When you're talking to them, they just expect, hey, you're in the room, so they expect you to be there. And so that's where when you talk to people, it's like putting aside the inner, like you're battling your anxiety or like your hormones, but the people that you're presenting to, and especially when I do presentations and speak on stage, I always try to remind myself the audience wants you to succeed. They don't want you to go up there and bomb and become out on a viral TikTok clip. They're actually there to learn. So you just getting what's in your head out your mouth, you've done your job. So pushing through a lot of the fear, because people want to see you win as much as the world kind of steers negative, like the algorithm. everybody I typically interact with, they want a positive outcome. They don't aren't I don't see people just looking for negativity, you know?
Very true. Very true. Okay. Go on to the next question. I want you to tell me an interesting fact that you rarely share about yourself.
An interesting fact, I rarely talk about my baseball career. You know, it was a big
Wait,
part of
wait,
my
wait.
life.
Hold up. Pump the brakes right now. Because if anyone's watched the show, you know I am a baseball fan to the core. Ryan, wait a minute.
Yes. So, and it's funny because you play with such amazing people that scouts will come to watch them. So I remember there was a scout from St. Louis Cardinals, and that game I just like had a stellar game. I was playing shortstop, made diving plays, and so and then my coach comes up and was like, "Oh, the scout wants to talk to you," and I don't know that world of getting scouted. So I always hear about teammates getting drafted and getting scouted. So that experience of a baseball major league scout inviting you to these tryouts, and yeah, that part people don't really know about my whole baseball side of me. And so yeah, it was really heart wrenching what happened to the Blue Jays last year in the World Series. But I still have my Blue Jays socks on. I still am a fan, and you realize, yeah, it's a way to just escape the business head down, always just operating. You get to just relax, sit down with my son, watch a game, teach him what baseball. Now he's playing baseball. I'm trying not to be the aggressive dad coach yet. I'm like, he's only 10, so like when it got serious for me, I was like 16. So I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. But if he wants to take it serious, I'm ready to lean in. But yeah, that whole baseball side, I just love it.
That honestly, like that might be my favorite like fact anyone share on the show. Maybe because like I'm just such a baseball fanatic, like my dad and I like we would watch the games, like we'd always keep track of like what the scores were going on. It was only like my mom and my sister would only tune in when it was like the postseason. It's like, okay, like what's going on? And like
Yeah, then
it
they'll
was
jump
just
in. Yeah.
yeah, they had to jump in. So you can only imagine how last year was. They were just kind of like, come on,
Bro,
strike,
people
ball,
that
ball.
never watched baseball are talking to me about baseball. It's like a dream come true because the only topic was baseball. Like that kind of run to the World Series, it just sparks everybody's imagination. Like you can't help but get caught up in it. So yeah, I just love how
That's
it can just
amazing.
rally people around it.
That's amazing.
And then I started
Honestly,
watching like the
listen,
old 92, 93 series. I have to like
yeah,
get back my mojo.
100. Hey, listen, Jays, if y'all need someone, I know we got Jimenez at shortstop, but hey, y'all might have to call Ryan. Like, listen,
Listen, I'm
give me a
always ready
10-day
to pitch
contract.
run. Listen, I will get back in shape to do a pitch run for anybody. Just give me one time.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, we're not here for baseball, even though we can have like a whole conversation on that. But my final question for the hot seat segment I want to ask you is what is your personal safe room? So what is a safe space where it could be physical, it could be mental, spiritual, or even emotional that allows you to be your authentic self?
Oh man, it's gonna sound weird, but it's really the shower. Because I don't know if you ever watched the movie The Truman Show, where if people are watching, I can't think them getting the cameras in the shower. So that's where I feel like I can just chill out, take 10, 15 minutes, sing my songs, got my Michael Jackson playing or Lauryn Hill or Les Brown, or Gil Scott Heron to start the morning. The revolution will not be televised. And I feel like I can start. I just dance in the shower. It's just like I just feel like if you're watching, you're gonna get a show. Like if I'm on a TV show or in the Matrix, whoever's watching, when I'm in the shower, you're gonna get a show.
I love that. Hey, honestly, like I haven't heard that answer in a while. I haven't heard. There's been a consistent answer when it comes to that, but I love the fact. Yeah, it's so true. When you're in the shower, it's just a different feeling. It feels like obviously you're having a concert, you're on stage, you're just vibing out, like you're seeing yourself again in a TV show or in a movie. You're the main character, and then like you have to realize, oh wait, I gotta get out the shower. Like I don't want to be here for too long.
Yeah, exactly. True, true.
100%, 100%. All right, well, that was basically the hot seat. That might have been the most fun hot seat I've done in a minute, in a while. So thank you for
Nice,
that,
nice.
because that put a smile on my face for sure. But again, for those who are just listening, who are just tuning in, you're listening to the Safe Room here on Love Bay Radio. We are here with Mr. Ryan Knight, or should I say Sir Ryan Knight, which like I
Hey.
feel like we have to have another conversation on like where the stir came to be, but
Yes, yes.
I digress. I digress. But
Yes.
again, guys, if you're listening right now, we're live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, and on the Love Bay Radio website. All the fixins. If you want to like, share, comment, and subscribe, do so. If you want to download the app, go to the Apple Store and Google Play. And again, if you want to leave a donation, it means a lot to the stuff that we're doing, because we got some amazing things coming up, including the Voice of the Millennial Summit on July 11th. It's going down. We got networking, food, entertainment, and we'll be giving out scholarships. Some of the scholarships based on the categories. We got law, justice, and community leadership. We got skilled trades and industry development. We got hospitality, tourism, and service excellence, media and communications. I'm a little bit stickler, so I'm a little biased. I'm very curious who's gonna win that scholarship, honestly. And we got the STEM, business, and finance. I'm pretty sure, you know, for Ryan, he might have a little bias on that scholarship if you ask him personally. Anyway, so yeah, the date is July 11th. It's going down. Tune in to more details, because I will be posting it on my social media. But again, if you want to leave a donation, make sure you guys dial the number 437-778-3299. And we're going to practice the number keep going. We're going to keep practicing the number throughout the show. So I hope the chat's ready, right? I hope you're ready. When we get to that end part, the 3299, I'm going to say 32. I'm going to pause and you're going to say 99. Like, can we work with that?
And that was actually my number in baseball, 99.
There we go.
Most people don't know about.
There we go.
That's wild. I love it.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's get back into the main conversation. So before I get into the last minute plan that I wanted to go over with you, I did want to kind of get the synopsis of what the ACBN is, what you do, the work you guys are creating. So I want to ask you specifically, just explain what's the ACBN and how are you guys looking to address the issues of funding, exposure, but also growth towards Black-owned businesses?
Yeah, and I'll give you kind of the path till now. So about 8 years ago, we've been running the organization for over 8 years. This will be our 9th-year anniversary. So I'll say running for almost 10 years. And it really started because I'm an entrepreneur. I run a company, Detailing Nights. And when we were looking to scale up and expand across Canada and into the US as well, there weren't a lot of Black focused business organizations that we could turn to say, hey, we need help with scaling. And especially, I lived in Brampton. There wasn't anything there for the Black community business wise. So we brought 6 other entrepreneurs together and said, hey, could we create this entity that would sit down with an entrepreneur, figure out what stage their business is in, and then help them create a strategy to grow their companies. And thus ACBN was born. It started with more just info sessions and networking events, but we did realize that we were bringing opportunities to our community, but a lot of them weren't ready to take it on. So we needed to do more capacity building, making sure that people are registered and incorporated, making sure that they have payroll and their payrolls, their payroll services are properly activated, because some of the grants or some of the funding, you need that. So we started our own microloan program. We're able to loan up to $25,000 for entrepreneurs to help with their marketing or get inventory. We then started a social enterprise that does marketing and sales, so that when we loan money to an entrepreneur, we're able to actually help them build up the sales. But also, we feel like we had to walk the talk. We didn't want to rely only on grants, and that type of funding is very fickle. So we actually bought into a franchise, just like Family Home Care. So we run a PSW company that supports seniors. And now that we're in this conversation about seniors and entrepreneurs taking care of their parents, we got the opportunity to actually start an affordable housing project to build 45 units in Woodstock. So being able to now, one, talk with entrepreneurs, talk with youth entrepreneurs, but also be part of the conversation around seniors and build a solution so that, it's not just talk anymore. We actually are walking it and backing it up.
Wow, that's incredible, Ryan. Honestly, to see the trajectory of where ACBN was and where it is right now, I think is incredible. And obviously, I remember when I first, saw you guys on social media, some of the stuff that you guys were doing, the collaborations that you had with different groups like the Federation of Black Canadians, Black Founders Network, Black Entrepreneurship Alliance, Nobellum. It was amazing to see this ecosystem coming together and that there were people at the forefront. And I was someone that you were like someone I saw a lot. I was like, wow, like I need to meet Ryan because like it's amazing. Because I think like again, when we talk about the realm of black business in Canada, especially here in Toronto as well, there's always been such a different conversation every single time. Some people will tend to maybe really up and advocate for more of the growth within the ecosystem. Other people sometimes they let go of their gripes because obviously like we're business owners, we're entrepreneurs, and sometimes we have our rough patches. And then sometimes like you have those conversations where something that's said, it allows someone to go home and say, you know what, like I took a lot from what that person talked about. The value was really crucial. And now they go through a transformative period. And I think that's so important to have folks like yourself. And obviously, there's so much other people I could possibly name off the top of my head, but I feel like we're gonna be here for another hour if I do so. But you're definitely one of the few who are
Yeah,
cultivating that
appreciate that.
ecosystem and really letting it to grow and letting people to step into it and realize the full potential that they can see as a black business owner.
Yeah, and getting to work with more of the black business organizations because like I mentioned 8 years ago there wasn't, I would say, a strong ecosystem. There were different players and definitely playing their role, but now I would say the federal government even funded the black entrepreneurship ecosystem. We do meetings every month with different ecosystem partners, so there's over 40 now, I would say, part of this ecosystem all across Canada. So our reach is over like 30,000 black entrepreneurs that are connected in some way to this ecosystem. And so with ACBN, we've been able to support over 6,000. Adding that to what the Black Chamber of Commerce is doing, what Black Business Association of BC, BIPOC Foundation, as you were mentioning them, is like they all start coming to mind, and that's from BC all the way to the Atlantic with like Tribe Network. So being able to now be part, just a puzzle piece of this ecosystem, we really try our best to play that puzzle piece as best we can. So we really lean into the funding and say like, hey, if you need capital to get to the next milestone of your business, that's what ACBN wants to be known for. Whether it's our microloan or we really consider ourselves tier one. So it's almost like the farm team to the big leagues. You can't just jump to the majors. There is a progress or a progression. So if you get declined at the bank or any of the other programs, you can kind of fall back to us. We can help get that foundation strong so that your financial statements are done, cash flow projections done, business plan is done, your data room has the right documents in it. So yes, you'll get 10 to 25,000 with us, but then we can graduate you to tier two, where you can go to the Black Opportunity Fund and get up to $50,000 with them. And then again, with Alterna Savings, you can get up to 25,000, and even I think they still have the matching with BDC, so you can get up to 50,000. And then tier three, where you can go with Face Coalition up to 250,000. We can start connecting you with commercial banking, where a bank like BMO or CIBC or RBC, Scotiabank, they all have black loan programs and TD. Now you can get 250,000 plus, like that whole progression. So everything that we do with ACBN is how do we build the foundation for you to just not be blocked by the capital you need. A lot of times when we need the money, like our vision doesn't match our bank account. So we have this
Mhm.
idea to execute, but the funds aren't there to just research and development and try different things. So if you have that capital for buffer, I feel like you're going to be able to build your company a lot quicker.
100%. And I really love the analogy that you use again with baseball because if anyone has seen baseball, there is a level of progression. Obviously, if you're starting off, you start in like single A, then you go to double A, then triple A, and then eventually you get into the majors. And usually for some folks who are just coming into the sport, if you're a rookie, they might send you to single A, or depending on maybe how high your stock is, you may go to triple A. If you're really lucky, you go to triple A and let's say if like okay, he's like a top five pick, like he's a stud, you're immediately on the team depending on the situation. But I think what's really important of that analogy is
Yeah.
that again, there is that portion of progression where you are growing. So if you are someone who's looking to have that scalability. And obviously, scalability looks in different ways. If you're looking to build a team, you guys have the resources to set that up. If you're looking to scale in funding, in your customer sales, build that pipeline, or being able to just have more systems in play in the back end, so it buys you a little bit more of that time and freedom while your money works for you. I love how much ACBN is looking to build that foundation in between. So I mean, another follow-up question I want to ask you is like, what is the current steps you guys are taking right now to just continue on that pathway and allow for more people to get involved? But also, like, what are some other projects or things that you have in the pipeline that people should really know about?
Yeah, being able to include the community as we're building. So, like I mentioned, we're doing an affordable housing project, learning how to get funding from different levels of government, whether it's the federal, provincial, or even the city, how to have strong partnerships, because that project only came through because of the partnerships and the relationships that we've built with other organizations. So then how do we template that? So I always encourage other organizations to stay close, because as we get successful at things, and for anybody that knows me, I love to do workshops and info sessions about things I've learned. So when we get grants, we do an info session about it. So when we got, I think the biggest grant we've gotten so far was about 1.3 million. The next week after the check cashed, we're like, make sure it clears. So it's a done deal. We did an info session. Hey, the $1 million blueprint grant. Come and learn. We share our templates, because a lot of the times, once we're successful, then that becomes a blueprint that other people can use. Because a lot of times we can't keep using it for the same thing. So now that we're doing a housing project that is a $16 million project, everything along the way we're trying to template it and make a blueprint again to say, like, wherever else in Canada or any other organizations that are also trying to do housing projects, we at least have a bit of a template that we can share. So that part I always, and that's why we do the monthly ecosystem meetings, because we want to share what's working for our organizations. Because a lot of times some organizations have a better relationship with government, maybe a better relationship with certain funders. Now we'll be able to introduce, because when we were raising money for the microloan program, as soon as we got introduced to more foundations, we realized, okay, we only got to this point because somebody else introduced us in. So how can we, now that the door is open, introduce others in and say, like, hey, here are other great programs, great organizations that would love the same chance that ACBN got. So the more that we can do that, I feel like we'll really build a strong ecosystem.
Yeah, I love that. I think one thing that I have to say, that's something I've just kind of discovered for myself too. Like, my favorite word is add, and I use it as an acronym. Add, as like A being automation, D being duplication, and the other D being for documentation. I think that's something that I try to practice
That's
for
solid. I
myself.
love
Like,
that.
just I want to add. Like, that's what I want to really incorporate into my business model. So I mean, it's great to see some of the incredible stuff that the ACBN is doing, which gets me to my big reveal, the big stuff that I've been wanting to do. And I'm scared, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I am scared. I will.
Yes.
Okay, so little context. I had some questions prepared, and I don't know what happened. I woke up this morning. Maybe this is like the Lord's work, just kind of take it upon me. Scrap the questions. I don't know what it was. I scrapped it. And then I started to think, like, you know what? Like, I started reflecting on myself. Like, you know what? Okay, I'm interviewing Ryan. It's like, I need to like ask some questions, not just for me, but for the sake of like all business owners here in Toronto. And I need to like figure out, like, what stage am I at really? Like, what stage can I say right now that I'm at, and I can get someone else's opinion who's done it, who's seen it before, who's worked with different folks, and understands just from the different perspectives that you're at this stage. So again, for the sake of public entertainment, I'm literally gonna put myself in the hole. Ryan, I want you to basically evaluate my business, which is my show. I want you to evaluate it. And
Gotcha.
I have here 7 different stages. And now this is
Okay.
motivation because I saw a post online. Like, I'm a big music guy, and like I saw a post was like the 7 levels of hip hop based on like skill
Yeah, I'm
set.
liking those different YouTube, the 7 levels. Yeah, yeah, those are good.
So I said, oh, you know what? I took inspiration. Let me do that. So I said, okay, let me just go in the Claude, just kind of like get some context and just put something together. So what I have here is the 7 different stages. So stage 1, I have the side hustler. Okay. Stage 2, the transitioner. Stage 3, the grinder. Stage 4, the delegator. Stage 5, the builder. Stage 6, the scaler, and stage 7, the profitable black business owner.
Okay, okay. Because I feel like you can be profitable throughout. Level 7, I would say, is like enterprise. That's where you now aren't the doer, you are literally the orchestrator. You just can think of
Mm,
ideas and put together a team and execute. And that level, because when you think of like Amazon or like Tesla or SpaceX, Elon Musk can come up with ideas and then hire the people to execute. Sure, he has intellect, but he has the resources to bring in the team that's needed to execute. That's the part I feel like we miss with our black businesses, is that we're usually the talent and we try to stay the talent. It's like
mm,
you have to, because even with your show, like there's elements that can amplify the show that are beyond, you might know of it and could probably do it, but somebody else probably studied for it and could come in and be like a pure business developer, could be a pure government relations person, could be a pure YouTube amplification strategist. Like that's all they do all day. And I always tell entrepreneurs that we talk to, imagine you had 6 other people around you that are experts in their domain. So everything that you need for your business, you have a person there that's an expert in it. Where would your company be? What would it even look like? So I'm not talking about your cousin being your social media manager. I'm talking about a person making 150,000 a year to run your social media. What would you expect of that person if you're paying them $150,000 a year? And then imagine they are executing and beyond. Like they're not even just, they say JOB is just over broke or you're doing just enough not to get fired. No, this is a star student, like a talent A plus. Your company would be on a completely different trajectory. So that's where in those 7 levels, it's like, where does it transition to where you now as a business owner have the right team around you and you can really be checking in and making sure things get done. That's where I feel like that scaling, probably level 6, is where you start building out a proper team and realize, man, if I can get experts around me, there's I'll tell you a quick
it's
story.
game over, basically. I know what you mean.
I was in, so some people might know I was on the show Dragon's Den, and the person that I was really gunning for was Brian Scudamore from 1-800 Got Junk. So on the show, we got the deal, and so now I'm always able to keep in contact with him. And I flew out to Vancouver to, kind of see the office and see how he operates and get to have a one-on-one. And they do this stand-up where in the office, it's like 100 people in the office, but they all come into one room and then they kind of do a check-in. So it's like, somewhat like, motivational, but they're doing sales check-ins, so they're talking about their numbers. And I'm just looking around and you can feel the heat of 100 people in like a kitchen, like, yeah, like a cafeteria. And you're like, okay, if you had 100 people working on your mission, how could you lose? It's like, if you have people that believe in what you want to accomplish and they are around you wanting to see this entity win, like that has to be the dream of business ownership, is to build something that other people believe in, that they'll rally behind you to make it happen and expand. Like that has to be the target for our businesses.
That's so true, 100%. So yeah, like I want to go over the stages quickly just to kind of give some context for each. So again, the
Yes.
side hustler. Again, it's more of like, you're doing it. It's kind of it's self-explanatory. It's like, okay, like I have it on the side, but it's like maybe the income's not as like it's not there yet. It's just not there. It's just like it
Yeah,
comes
it's
with you.
just got past the hobby. Like
Yeah,
you're actually charging for what you do, so we'll consider you a side hustler.
yeah, exactly. Then we have the transitioner. Again, the revenue is not consistent, but you're kind of starting to go into that state where, like, okay, I need to start putting systems in play. I need to make sure that I'm buying a little bit of my time back, just being able to, put things in motion. And then the grinder is sort of like that, but you're actually starting to see the consistent revenue. You've been able to put in the effort. Now you're starting to see it, but it's
Gotcha.
still something where like you're stuck because like now you're having to like put in extra energy, and then this is where you sort of get into the delegator work. And this is where it's starting to kind of go into that team realm. Like maybe you have like one person. It's like, okay, I need like maybe an assistant to just do this one thing. But maybe it's not as like I have them full time. It's like, you know what? If this I could bring this person on for 3 months, cool. If I could bring them on for one project just to do this one thing, that's all right. But
Yeah.
maybe you're still not getting that time, you know?
And I would think at that, like that, in the spectrum, you're probably making less than 100,000 because you're really still in that proof of concept stage. And when you can start delegating and actually bringing in team members, you typically have to be making around 100,000 or more, at least in top line revenue, to be able to pay others to come in. So I'd say you're just starting to get there. So yeah, I like that level.
Yeah, 100%. And then you have stage 5, which is the builder. So now you're actually starting to like put things together with a team.
Right.
Everything starts to make sense. You're starting to become your own entity. And obviously, scaling the scaler we have, again, like we mentioned, just being able to multiply it. You really have things in motion where like you don't have to like tell people now what to do. Like they know their role, they know exactly how to get things done. And
Well,
stage
that's why
7,
the builder is really when you start to understand how the puzzle pieces work. Because when
yes.
you're looking at, okay, if I put a person here, that thing grows. And then when I put a person, like you're looking at your business as that, okay, you're starting to understand I need to put people in place. So yeah, I like that as a level. And then the scale is when now you know who to put where. It's like, yo,
Hmm.
I know how to bring in top tier talent, and I can like I have a vision that people believe in and want to actually players want to work for me. Like that. That is like, yeah, that's the only way that you can scale. You can't have below par people around you, or else you're gonna get kicked right back down to the side hustler because they're gonna drive you nuts, and then you're just gonna want to be by yourself again.
100%. And like you said, for stage 7, you gave a nice little new definition to it, the enterprise. So this is where like, let's say you have a business and you want to start another one and everything's in motion, like you can go into that place, just make it as simple as that. So again, the reason why I'm putting this out, because again, for public entertainment, I know everyone in the chat's probably gonna love this because they love to see me get embarrassed. I know one person
Um,
specifically in the chat knows to see me embarrassed, but I'm gonna put myself out there, throw my
yes.
business, and we'll just see based on Ryan's perspective, like where do I fall, I guess.
Well, it'd be interesting to put in like with I think you were saying you use ChatGPT, or I'm starting to use Claude a lot. So with
Yeah,
that,
I use Claude for this, so
yeah. So getting it to analyze, like, hey, based on these 7 levels, where is my business? And then what would I need to do to get to that next milestone? Because that should be an exercise all entrepreneurs should take themselves through to say, what would it take to get to that next milestone? Because it might be out of your realm of your own expertise. Like I always feel like at each level you become a student again. Like you
mhm.
don't know what it takes to get there or grow. You usually have to meet somebody that'll say, "Hey, have you thought of doing this? Like, did you know that you can?" I remember one of my mentors. I went to meet him one of the first meetings, and he goes to me, "Oh, have you called the president of the company that you buy your products from?" I was like, "Call the president of the company?" Like, why? How am I gonna call the president? It's like, no, you're a CEO calling another CEO. I was like, oh, and he literally picked up the phone, dialed, got his executive assistant, booked the meeting. Shout out to Corey, his president of DWG, and got to talk to him and negotiated wholesale rates. But wholesale rates and inventory and tracking your cash flow projections and your cost of goods sold, those are all things that I learned from this mentor. Shout out to Howard if you're watching. Learning from him how to manage the company. So instead of you just winging it, which I feel like I was winging it for about 10 years, and then you meet somebody that can really systematically take you. And it's like a builder now teaching a grinder what that gap looks like. And this is where
Mhm.
getting to meet someone like Brian Scudamore, it's like you're meeting somebody that's at enterprise and you're just figuring out what was before builder. Is that the grinder? Yeah, like your grinder. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm somewhere around the builder, but you're meeting somebody at enterprise and you're like, whew. okay, I see the gap. I was like,
100%, 100%. So like just to give us like a little bit of backstory for like me, obviously the safe room's been a thing for 6 years now. I've been able
yes,
to produce, I think 203. I think that's the exact number, 203 episodes, which is still crazy to
true.
believe.
Yes,
And now I have a very worldwide audience, close to 500,000 listeners, like live are tuning in
yes,
to the
yes.
show. So obviously there's that. But obviously, like I have to be honest with myself. There's definitely things that are issues. Number one, money. That is the one thing that I think everyone has asked me. It's like, hey, Sean, how do you monetize this? It's like like the head of shame. You just hang your head, and you just kind of walk away. That's how I felt every single time that question was asked. There have been moments. There have been moments I've received grants. I received a $5,000 grant one time to do a workshop of teaching folks how to start a podcast. I've had multiple ideas that haven't gone anywhere. Again, I'm being honest with you guys because I feel like that's the whole point of business entrepreneurship. You have to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, I guess based on that information, Ryan, like, where would you say like I fall on the scale? And again, be completely honest. If you need me to read out the stages again, I can. So that way,
Oh, sorry, I think it cut out there. What was the last part?
yeah, I was like, if you just let me know like what stage do you think like I fall based on the information I share. And if you need me to read out the stages again, I can do that.
Yeah, I would definitely, because I would say so easily past side hustler. The next one was the transition. So I think you're past
Yes.
transition. I would say that grinder mode, probably the top level of a grinder, because like you said, you're still figuring out the monetization piece. So getting past that $100,000 threshold where in revenue, so that you can now bring in team members to execute specific things. That's where I feel like you'd switch to being the builder. Because I would ask you, what positions do you feel is missing? Like if you're able to build a team, what would be that next best hire that you would bring in?
Oh, 100%. I do need someone to do like video editing. I need a video editor, just someone
God,
who's able to handle the backlog of like doing clips, producing episodes, and just making that as simple as possible. I also need like, a social media specialist, marketer, someone who can handle with my social media because there's so many other ideas that I want to do, but because like I'm also doing the social media. Luckily, I'm using tools that are
yes.
like cutting my time. Don't get me wrong. I'm using tools, but at the same time, it's like I could just also have someone use those tools to make their life easier, but also make my life easier because I'm not the one sitting in front of the computer doing that for hours and hours.
Absolutely. And that's where, and again, utilizing something like Claude, where you can look at, okay, what are three monetization fun, like almost funnels that you can build, whether it's an ebook or you're going to build a course or you're going to sell advertisements on the show. And then each of those is its own funnel that if you put a person to say, like, listen, we're going to build this landing page, we're going to have an offer that costs X, and it's your job to get this word out and drive people to this landing page, point blank, period. And we're every week we're gonna check in and say, okay, what was the strategy last week? And this could be actually daily. Like you could check in daily with this person, and they can start part time. Hey, Fiverr is still there, or Upwork, finding somebody part time to say like they are gonna focus on this landing page getting built because you could probably build a landing page, and then their job is just driving traffic to it, and they report to you and say, okay, yesterday our strategy was posting on this Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We created the clips for TikTok, and this is how many people came to the website. We're noticing only 5 people are converting and clicking to buy this ebook. What could we do to the landing page to improve that conversion? These are the conversations that this person should be telling you the strategy. So every day, it's like, how many people came in? How many people converted? How do we increase that? That, like, those conversations, you can definitely have them with yourself, but it's like you're in the show. So it's like, we're like right now, somebody should be working on that. Like while you're in the show, they're looking at, okay, what timestamps am I gonna clip because these are gonna be the parts that we're putting out to get people to the website. Like that is their whole mentality, is getting people to that website. And then you just keep adding offers, and they just, that's their job, like business development. So the social media manager, I would more consider them the business developer. So they are going to be the ones that really get the word out towards whatever monetization product that you create. And it's rinse and
Mm.
repeat. So that person, then you get them a teammate. It's like, hey, you're doing great, but we need more people to get the word out and make calls. So it just, if they're making money, the return on investment allows you to build out the team more.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate you also putting me at the grinder stage because Loki, and this is me being humble. I feel like I'm at stage 2. Like, it's weird. Like, I have stage 3 like elements, but it's like if I'm being 100% honest, I'm like, you know what? Like, I think I'm just starting to think and put things together after 6 years. And again, this is me being honest because I do want to get to stage 3. I want to be able to, have that consistency when it comes to revenue because I feel like my currency for my show has kind of just been like it's the audience. Like obviously, like with podcasting, there's definitely multiple ways you can get monetized. Like you mentioned, there's advertisements or sponsorships that you can usually do. I don't know about me. Like I was never that type of person, not because I denounced it. It didn't feel like me. So like I kind of used the like
Ah,
building my
thank
audience
you.
over time. Like I remember the days where like 10 people listen to me. I remember when I post YouTube videos, I got 0 views. Like no one
Yes,
would watch
yes.
my stuff. And
The
now it's like,
consistency, yes,
yeah, and look at me now. And I'm sitting in front of 500,000 people, probably more, just like talking with you. So it's like
yes.
that's always been my currency. But I think now, hitting 6 years and hitting this stage of the safe room and the trajectory, it's like, okay, now like let's actually get serious. Like, how can we actually monetize this and bring this to the next level?
And definitely doesn't have to be anything you feel doesn't align with your passion or your values. The world is so big. This is what I realized. You can find, and the people that now you talk to and are followers of your channel, it's like you found them in the world. And in that segment of people that like what you're doing, there's going to be people that want more from you. And that is where you're like, okay, what can I offer that aligns with my values that our audience resonates with? Like when you can put those two together, because now you can look for companies that can make that connection. And even with our organization, like we have a nonprofit, so we're very picky about who we promote and what kind of sponsors we bring in. But then we did the exercise of looking at all the different industries, and then we started looking at, okay, our business owners, what are they using? So what CRM tools are they using? What accounting platforms are they using? What kind of cars do they drive? Where are they banking? What insurance do they have? And then based on what people are using or want better rates in, we can then go to those companies and like say, hey, we have 600 people that just filled out this survey that say they're unhappy with their bank. It's like, would you want to get your bank in front of these people that are looking to switch? That is a great conversation to have. And most recently, we had our symposium, and we had become big fans of the platform High Level. So, High Level as a
Mm.
CRM, we were helping people get onboarded to the platform because if you're getting a loan from us and don't have a CRM, you really skipped a step. Again, you're trying to jump to the majors without even having a farm team. So the CRM is foundational. So now we realized, well, we might as well help people get onto the platform. And then I was thinking to myself, I wonder if High Level would sponsor us. Like we talk about them all the time. And so went on their website, found the contact, sent them a note, got the meeting, and they became our main sponsor for the symposium, where it was something that we're already using, already talking about, and we were able to reach out to them and say like, hey, we have an audience that we are telling about your product. Come and tell them more. So those kind of conversations, when you realize what you really want to, what values you have, you can make that connection, and then your audience will love you for it.
Yeah. Honestly, like I should have said this from the way beginning of the show, guys. Like you should have took your notebooks out and just your pens and just start taking gems because I told you like this was gonna be a very raw and open conversation. So I mean, like I'm glad that's exactly what it's been so far. So again, if you have been tuning in, we appreciate y'all. And if you are coming in, where have you been? We're almost about to wrap up. Where have you been, ladies and gentlemen? Anyway, it's okay. You're here now. You're listening to the Safe Room here on Love Bay Radio. I'm here with Sir Ryan Knight. I feel like every time I say Sir, I have to like salute you or something like that, just out of respect. So yeah, we are live right now. We're live on not Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. all the fixings you can imagine. Love Bay Radio website. If you want to listen, please do so. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Also, download the Love Bay Radio app on Apple Store and Google Play. And again, if you want to leave a donation, because we're doing some incredible stuff here, again, we have our Voice of the Millennials Summit coming up on July 11th. There's going to be food, entertainment, networking, and scholarships given away. Stay tuned for more details because I will be posting very, very soon on my Instagram. So if you ain't tapped in, lock in now and tap in. So I will be posting. But again, if you want to leave a donation, y'all know the number 437-778-32.
99.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go. That's Mr. 99, Ryan Knight,
Boom.
former baseball player in the building. That I still can't believe that fact. That's crazy. You learn something every day. You learn something every day.
Shout out to my old coaches, Ed Durrell and oh my gosh, Mr. Lorenko. Why am I spacing on his name? My best friend Jason Lorenko's dad. I'm gonna get a text from Jason now. Look, Joe. What am I saying? Joe Lorenko. Shout out to Joe and his wife Mary. Old time coaches.
Yes. Love it. And I see, Chanel's been active in the comment section all night long. I see Big Things Aguan right now with this convo. Money. She says she could edit for the low. Hit me up, and her rates can vary, but she'll give me the family discount.
Hey, at least test it out. Say like, hey, help take this off my plate so I can go focus on building these offers.
Yeah. Who knows? Okay, well, Ryan, we're about to wrap up soon, but since we did so much in this conversation, I want to end it on a more fun note. And I think you inspired me just based on your passion for baseball and the love. I thought, let's just work on the fly. So we're gonna do a nice little game of keeper cuts. Okay, so how it works? Okay, I'm gonna name 10 all-time Blue Jays players, all time, right? You can only keep 3. You have to cut the rest.
Lord have mercy. Oh, okay. I have to hear the names. I'm curious. So am I going to hear all 10 or do I go one at a time?
We're going one by one. So like I'm going to list the name. I'm going to give you a name and you have to decide keep or cut. It's basically like you don't know what's coming next. So let's say I give you a good name.
No. Okay.
If I give you a good name.
Okay, hold on. Because we have to have positions. So are we doing pitchers or is it position players? Or is it just, hey, you have to have like 3?
It's all time. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's see this.
Okay, so let's start off. Let's start off with an interesting one. Okay, and I'm gonna write them down on my notes so that way I don't forget. First one. Let's start off with the guy who left the Jays just recently, Bo Bichette.
Well, he's the first one, so I'll keep him for now because I love building teams around strong shortstops. So if he stayed, I think the Blue Jays would be in a much better position. So I'll keep. So hold on, can I cut him if somebody else better comes in?
Nah, like whatever you put now, it's still enough.
Yeah?
You want to keep him or you want to cut him?
Duh.
I mean, I like Bo.
Okay, I'll cut him. He stabbed us in the back. He can't do a Tracy McGrady to us and get away scot-free. That's a cut.
I mean, I do hope Bo gets better because right now the Mets are looking rough. They are looking rough.
Ooh, yes.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have Carlos Delgado.
Oh, Lord. Carlos was my boy. 4 home runs in 1 game. Yo, that power is madness. I can only think of who would come next, though. If I'm building this team, I have to cut.
Wow.
That hurt me because Delgado was a G. I love that guy. So, but I have to prepare for the next 8. So I have to cut. Yes.
Interesting. All right. Next up, this person had a short stint, but in the 2 years he was there, he was probably put out the best seasons of his career. Roger Clemens.
Ooh. You see, because if Roy Halladay comes after, I would cut Clemens. Nah, I'll cut Clemens. It was nice to watch his 20-game
Okay.
season, 20-win season. It was good to watch, but his heart was elsewhere, and so no, I'll cut.
Mm, okay. Next one, Joe Carter.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. How you mean? That was a tragedy,
Hmm.
travesty that he was not inducted into the Hall of Fame. Didn't even get the minimum votes to stay on the ballot. Total
Well,
tragedy. 30, 100, consistent. 30 home runs, 100 RBIs. This guy was locked in.
listen. Hey, that's MLB for you. I can't explain their process. I mean, listen, they won't let Mr. Barry Bonds on. Obviously, they're not letting him on. Listen, juiced or not, that's still impressive of what he did.
Absolutely. They're saying his season or his career up to when they think he started juicing still should have been good enough to get into the Hall of Fame. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can't. That's
Well,
where you take the shortcuts, man. You get the
it is
fame,
what
but
it
then
is.
long term, you're not thinking about long term.
All right, it is what it is. Next up, we got George Bell.
Ooh. So we have five more after George.
Yes.
Five more. George was that was early in my time. I'm curious who's coming next. So I have one. I have two spots left. Yeah, George Bell can cut. I'm a fan. Like love George Bell, but yeah, I'll cut that.
Okay. All right. We're gonna try to speed up for time and try to get through as much as possible. Next up, we have Edwin Encarnacion.
Ooh, see, he was part of that 2015. That was Yeah, man, that was my generation. Like that was our Blue Jays because I was 9 or 10 when they won 92, 93. So Encarnacion, oh my gosh, Joey Bautista. Yeah, man. Oh man, who's the next four? I'm risking it, but I would keep Delgado over Encarnacion though. Okay, I gotta cut him. If I can't keep Delgado, I can't keep Encarnacion. Sorry. And he
Okay.
Chase McGrady does too and went to Cleveland like a goof.
All right. Fair. Fair. All right. Next one, we got Dave Stieb.
Yeah, see, I need a starting pitcher. All right. I'm keeping Dave Steve. Yes.
Okay. Dave Stieb is a stay. Okay. We got three more. Next up, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Oh, see, that's again, this is now my son's generation. I have to let them know when star power is around you. And by proxy, we also get his dad. So that's like a 2 for 1. So oh, I gotta keep Vladimir Guerrero. That's my third one though, right? How many left? How many
Yeah,
left?
that'll be your third one.
So who could come after that would bump Vladimir Guerrero? I have to keep him. Okay, who are the next two? I have my
Okay.
three.
All right. So the next two. The next one was Jose Bautista.
Ah, see, yeah, see, he was part of the Encarnacion era, but yeah, okay, I'm
and
happy
then
with.
the final one. I feel so bad. You should have waited. It was Roy Holiday.
And I mentioned him. I said
Yeah.
it was him or Dave Steve. I would take Roy Holiday if I had known. I probably would have waited. But yes, I'm still happy with Dave Steve.
All right,
And
it's all good. It's all
yes,
good. But
Joe
honestly, you
Carter.
did good. You did good, Brian. And again, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. It
Of
was
course.
fantastic having you on. Before we hop off, let the people know where they can find you on social media and where they can contact you.
Yeah, best way, our website, so acbncanada.com. If you're going to check out the uh, social medias, Instagram is probably where I'm most active, acbn_Canada or Sir Ryan Knight. But best way to connect is LinkedIn. So if you search Sir Ryan Knight, you'll find me, send a connection request, send a note. Always looking to build out my network and support any way that I can.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you to everyone listening here to the Safe Room here on Love Bay Radio. If you want to find us on Instagram, we're at the Safe Room Official. That's the show page, my personal page, the president of TO. That's also the same usernames for both on TikTok. So please go to TikTok, follow us, go to our YouTube channel as well. We're also posting more clips from the show that you can listen to if you want to catch up and see what we're doing. Again, I got a lot of things on the pipeline. So again, it's not just the podcast. If you're looking for someone as a financial broker, reach out to me too. I also help in that aspect. And again, MC, hook your boy up. If you're looking for MC, you're looking for someone that's energetic, has the charismatic energy, hit me up. Let me know. My email, thesaferoomtoronto@gmail.com for more inquiry. But again, thank you so much, Ryan, for coming on. And we'll see everyone next week to your favorite show on Love Bay Radio. We'll see you guys next time.